Halo, Mbak Epata, Aris, siapa nih gitu? Mendingan di sini atau di Zoom? Di YouTube.
Hello, good morning. Hello, Bu Igna. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Ibu Eva. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, I can hear your
Okay.
voice clearly. So you are now in Jakarta, is it right?
Yes,
All
I'm at
right.
home.
You are at home, work from home,
Yeah.
is it?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I also say good morning for everyone, all of the participants. Hello.
Good morning, Bu
Uh,
Eva.
hello. Good morning, Buria. Right.
Yeah.
Also, all of our students, English Letters Department, from ICT class and also from the other class. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining this webinar Studium General today. Okay, so let us start. Okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable, the Head of English Letter Department, the lecturers, respected speaker, and all of our beloved students of English Letter Department, and all of the participants who join us on Zoom and our YouTube channel, Sastra Inggris USD Official. Welcome to Studium General webinar hosted by English Letter Department, Universitas Sanata Dharma Yogyakarta. I'm Epata Puji Astuti, Eva, from English Letter Department of Universitas Sanata Dharma, will be the moderator of our Studium General today. Well, today we have a very special speaker, Bu Ignacia Yuyun, SPD MPD, from Universitas Kristen Krida Wacana, Ukrida, Jakarta. Once again, hello, good morning, Bu Igna.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all virtually.
All right, okay. Bu Igna will deliver a very interesting topic that relate to our today's conditions, that is ICT in language studies, what's new? But before we started, please allow me to read the rules. If you're joining to the talk on Zoom, please always remember to turn off your microphone during the session. For Zoom participants, please click on the raise hand icon if you want to address questions. You can also type your question in the Zoom chat room or comment box on YouTube. Now, the head of English Letter Department, Mr. Hirmawan Wijanarka, will officially open the Studium General. Bapak Hirmawan, good morning.
Good morning, Bu Eva.
Okay, Pak Hir, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Bu Eva. Good morning, everybody. Bu Yuyun, I see Bu Ria, Pak Haris, Bu Eva, and everybody who is joining this virtual Kuliah Umum this morning. It's really my pleasure to be with you all to have this kind of Kuliah Umum. We will together listen to Bu Ignas, Bu Yuyun presentation. And I believe this will be very insightful for all of us. I think in this very special occasion, I would officially extend our gratitude from the Department of English Letters, Sanata Dharma, to Ibu Ignasia Yuyun from UKRIDA, Universitas Kristen Krida Wacana Jakarta, who's willingly and probably Bu Yuyun has to be able to manage the time to be with us today. Thank you very much for that, Bu Yuyun. And then let me just say one thing, that this is our first Kuliah Umum conducted virtually via Zoom and also YouTube. We never did this before. So this is a new experience, and I guess it will be the same or even better, I hope. So without further ado, let's just go to the business. Let's get down to business, listening to Bu Ignas' presentation. Thank you, Bu Eva, for the time, please.
Thank you, Pak Hir, for the welcoming speech. Okay, today once again we have a very interesting topic, ICT in language studies, what's new? And we will learn more about this topic from our speaker, Bu Ignasia Yuyun. We will have two sessions. The first session is the presentation from our speaker. It will be about 40 minutes. And then it will be followed by the question and answer session. It's about 15 minutes. But before we start, let me give a further details about our speaker today. Bu Ignasia Yuyun is a nationally certified lecturer in UKRIDA. Currently, she is in charge of being head of UKRIDA Department of English, or UDE. She has been teaching English at various levels since 2003. She earned her bachelor degree in English education at Universitas Sanata Dharma, Yogyakarta, and completed her master degree in English education at Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, Bandung. She is actively involved in teaching, researching, and community outreach programs in the field of technology-enhanced language learning, applied linguistics, curriculum, and technology design, and content writing. Well, of course, we cannot wait it anymore to listen to our speaker today, Bu Ignasia Yuyun. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Epa, Pak Hirmawan. And then I see Ibu Ria as well. Good morning, Ibu. And good morning, everyone, the students of English Letters Departments of Sanata Dharma University. I'm happy, I'm glad to see you virtually. And then I'm happy as well that I have an opportunity to share my perspectives or my what I have been knowing so far regarding to the ICT, because that's a part of my interest, the technology enhanced language learning, besides the other field that I liked. Okay, let's see. Let me share my screen, Ibu Epa. Okay, has everyone seen my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And let me know if my sound or my voice is not clear or something happened. Just let me know, because I can't see you. So just what I can do is hearing or responding what you have said. Okay, that's the what is that? The barriers in the virtual online seminar or webinar. Okay, let's start. ICT in language studies, what's new? So here there are some points that I'm going to share today regarding to the current trends and benefits as well as challenges. Okay, but before that, before we come to the content of the webinar today, could you please go to the menti.com? Do you have any gadgets? And then please go to the menti.com. Okay, this one. Okay, this one. Go to the menti.com. The code is 2523264. My question is, what apps have you explored in your study? I know you are millennial students, so you are very familiar with any apps nowadays. Then what I'm going to know is, what apps have you explored in your study that you use while you are studying? Okay, I haven't seen any responses. One, okay. Okay, there are some. Adobe Flash Player, Microsoft Word, Google Classroom, Zoom, Kahoot, Google Slides, Moodle, Flipgrid, yes. Okay. Google Classroom is the dominant one. YouTube, Moodle, Edmodo, right. WhatsApp. Okay, Zoom and Microsoft Word are dominant. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm going to wait 1 minute more to see what is the most response. Okay, Zoom is still the dominant. Google Classroom, Moodle, Edmodo, so that the LMS and the conference apps here. Okay, right. Thank you very much for your participation. Some of you mentioned that you are familiar with Google Translate here, but the most or the dominant one are Google Classroom, Zoom, Moodle, and Microsoft Word, as well as YouTube. All right, I go back to my presentation. Sorry. The next, okay, there are next questions. Sorry, I have one more questions. What benefits have you got from the apps? Okay, you have mentioned some apps that you have explored so far. Now my question is, what benefits have you got from the apps? Lot of information. Experience, writing skill, presentation skill, vocabularies, ease of access, okay, easy communication. Okay, this is a various answers, but the most dominant one is information here. Wow, okay. Lots, okay, writing skill, new vocabularies, okay. Yeah, writing skill and informations are the most choices here. Okay, so I think that you have got many benefits from the apps that you have explored so far, because I found various responses here, but the most dominant one is writing skill, information, experience, new vocabularies, communication, presentation, and online interaction here. All right, maybe I stop here. Thank you very much for your response. So I it's helpful for me to know the background knowledge regarding to this topic. All right, go back to my presentation. So as you know that in this pandemic era, technology is mostly used to support our online learning or pendidikan jarak jauh or remote teaching learning activities. So information and communication technology, or we call it ICT, have become commonplace entities in all aspects of life. Do you agree with me? Guys, do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yes.
So I believe that everyone know, maybe not few, but some as technology applications in hand, because like we see in the warm up activities, there are so many responses regarding to this issue. So across the past 20 years, the use of ICT has fundamentally changed the practices and procedures of nearly all forms of endeavor within business and governance. Even we are expected, the students, the graduate students, you are the 21st century learner, have some particular skills in the future. Let's talk about current trends in translation in interpreting. So I'm going to divide it into the streams in English letters or English departments. That includes translation and interpreting, English language teaching, as well as literature and creative writing. Okay, let's see one by one. In translation and interpreting, translation and interpreting practice has changed tremendously over recent decades. The translation and localization industry today is driven by technology and has a robust research and development sector. Virtually all language professionals use localization and translation software in their daily work. Trust me, you are using Google Translator or Bing Translator, or there is some application even in Android or in iPhone. So let's see a little bit on translation technology landscape. I'm not going to talk about this further, but I just want to share with you about the development of the technology in the translation and interpreting, particularly in translation. Translation technology solutions will continue to evolve for use scenarios arising for each phase of evaluation. So starting in 1980, it is only a pure translation. So there is no translation technology at all. And then in 1990, the focus is localization. So some translation memory and glossary technology appeared in this era. And then in 2000, globalization, so workflow systems emerged in this era. In 2010, integration, so from paper, digital, static web, and dynamic web. So machine translation and advanced leveraging appeared in this era. And in 2020, it's more on convergence. It's more from paper, digital, static web, dynamic web, and then become more personalized. So here is the evolutions of the translation technology landscape, if I can summary from the previous part. So if you can see here that starting from the translation, localization, globalization, integration, convergence, and singularity. So in the next slides, this is the difference from each period starting from 1980. That in 1980, the focus is on translation, the age of personal computing. So really personal. And then the technology is only the word processors in that era. And then maybe only available grammar checkers and spell checkers. In 1990, localization, the software is king. So personal computer software is everything in this era. So translation memory appeared as well. In 2000, globalization, connectivity rules is the technology in that era, using client server, such as the application of MemoQ, and server-based or translation machine. In 2010, integration, the age of web services. So now some technology appears based API-based application programming interface or social media messenger. This is web-based translation machine. And in 2020 convergence, the cloud is irresistible. So everything is saved, put in the cloud. It is mobile, free, open source, and real-time translation machine is available, as well as speech-to-speech, because in my handphone, I can just, when I heard something like the voice recording, and then I use my handphone's gadget, it is available, embedded in my handphone. So it can be speech-to-speech, or even text-to-speech, or speech-to-text. And 2030, maybe it will be singularity, the explosions of intelligence. There are robots, AI, and deep learning, but we will see later the development. So let's see one by one regarding to what's new in the translation and interpreting. Computer-aided translation, or it is called CAT, tools are software systems that human translators use during the translation process to improve their productivity. Popular products include MemoQ, SmartCat, and MemSource. Okay, don't worry, I am going to share this this material later. You can go browsing and try yourself regarding to the software, the apps that I'm introducing today. The next one is interpreting technology. Interpreting technology allows interpreters to work remotely, deliver interpreting on many devices, and manage bookings. For example, like voice dictation or recognition apps. So you have a Siri, or maybe you have Google, Bixby in the Samsung, and then so many apps that, see, when I call Bixby, my Bixby appears in my handphone. So that's the technology happened. In smart digital pens like Sky Wi-Fi or Live Scribe, this is the pen that when you read, it can be what is it? The text becomes this the sound or speech. So in some what is it? In some digital books from children, there's also this technology available. The next one is machine translation. MT refers to fully automated software that translates content into target languages without human intervention. Leading solutions include Google Translate, Bing Translator, and Slack Desktop. The next one is Translation Management System, or TMS. TMS streamline and accelerate file handling and the translation workflow. So TMS include at least two types of technology: process management technology to automate the flow of work, and linguistic technology to aid the translator. It's like a LMS for virtual learning, but this is particularly designed for a translator. Translation memory, TM, stores translated content in a database for later retrieval during translations of new content. TM is a database for that stores sentences, paragraphs, or segments of text that have been translated before. So if you have a the portfolio of the translation works that you have translated some data, some text, and it will be saved, so you can use in the future purposes. The examples is like STL Traders, Omega T, and SmartCat. Website translation technology, there are websites as well. This is Gala Global. If you go there, visit these websites. There are so many technologies are available in this website translation technology. Next, okay, we move on to the current trends in creative writing, or this is related to the literature. That creative writing is any form of writing which is written with the creativity of mind, like fiction writing, poetry writing, creative nonfiction writing, and more. So the purpose is to express something, whether it be feelings, thoughts, or emotions. With the advent of Web 2.2 tools, writing skills can be enhanced through collaboration with other writers via online writing communities. There is a lot of websites online regarding to the online writing communities. Creative writing aids language development at all levels, so such as grammar, vocabulary, phonology, and discourse. So if you see in the process of writing, we always remember to these steps in writing process, even though this is academic writing, creative writing. At the first step, we have pre-writing. In pre-writing, we have identifying audience, defining purposes, thinking, discussing, gathering ideas, reading, annotating, free writing, and outlining. And then we go to the next process is drafting. In drafting, we have peer review and revise. And then we go to editing. Of course, we check on grammar, punctuation, spelling, formatting, in text citation and bibliography. And then we go to the publishing. It can be online, it can be in class, it can be in the community. So pre-writing. So as I mentioned earlier, that it is in pre-writing includes concept making, researching, and outlining. So in these steps, there are some technology that we can use, such as mind master, mind map, mind mapping. This is for mind mapping purposes. Even you can use Canva. I think you are familiar with these apps, or Bubble Us or Padlet. So in the Padlet, you can share opinions, sharing, discussing with your peers to get some information. And then watch documentary ORG, Poplet, or even Storybird. If you are focusing on creative writing, there are so many genre in Storybird. And drafting. The Peel strategy structures effective paragraphs by using the information from an outline. So Peel stands for point, evidence, explanation, and link. So a Peel paragraph structure begins by establishing the points of your paragraph, citing evidence to support or illustrate the points, then provides explanations of the evidence and link between the points and thesis. If we have time later, we can explore this one. It's very interesting, especially for you English letter departments. Plot generator ORG. When you are going to make a story, poems, or drama, movie script, you can use the very basic step by drafting using plot generator. And then to make an essay, you can use essay bot. To make an article, you can use article generator. Or you can, if you are interested in making comic strip, you can go with the strip generator or Pixton. Editing. Proofread the drafts. So in proofreading, it includes spelling, punctuation, formatting, and accuracy. There are some apps that you can explore regarding to the editing process. But the most important thing is checking your originality. That's very important. So you can use Hemingway, Grammarly, Polish My Writing, Language Tool, Reverso, Tunitin, Plagiarism, .NET, and Plexcan. Publishing. You can go publishing online or send to your lecturers as an assignment maybe, or you can go to the printed book publishing. So but here some apps can be used to produce ebook. So you can do self-publishing. Some apps, so I usually use AnyFlip for making my ebook in module, and Flipsnack, Trello, Canva, Design Air. I think this is the most, the advertisement of these apps nowadays is booming. Lulu.com and Issuu. Okay, the next one is current trends in English language teaching. I believe that everyone knows here, especially nowadays in the pandemic era. So technology enhanced language learning have been implemented largely in any education institutions. So now we are familiar with our VLE, virtual learning environments that we are doing now, that you are doing in this semester, even since last semester, that harness technology to supplement an in-class experience with, for example, digital communication, interaction, and quizzes or polls. So there was some, it will be helpful for a teacher perspective, some apps to help teachers in doing teaching preparations, such as lesson writer, BBC, or some materials, English materials. And then regarding to the presentation delivery, material delivery, if it is synchronous, we can use PowerPoint, Powtoon, Genially. That I'm using now is Genially, Prezi, Canva, Visma, Google Slides. And then for asynchronous online presentation, maybe we can use screencast-o-matic. So this is related to the video recording that a teacher is recording first the material and then shared in the LMS to the students. So this is LMS. So I think from the warming up activity previously, I saw that you are familiar with Edmodo, Google Classroom, Moodle, Canvas. Okay. And then Quizmaker, I believe that you are also familiar with these types or these apps, Kahoot, Quizzes, Quizlet, Mentimeter. The one that I'm using is Mentimeter and Google Forms. So now we move on to the benefits as well as the challenges in each area. So in translation and interpreting, the benefits is give some insights to the translator or interpreter regarding to the theories and practices, and then the working style of translator has changed into using CAT or electronic tools which inspire them to deal with the increased productivity. So new technology have allowed for the creations of novel content types, newly created professional translation related roles in the course of their own development, for example, localization, post-editing, project management, and quality assessment. And the challenges, what are the challenges of using ICT in translation and interpreting? So in the future, even nowadays, a professional translator and interpreter are required skills because required skills of translators have dramatically changed with an increasing amount of the integration of the technology into the academic translation teaching. And the sophistication of machine translation improves, its reliance on human translation data is becoming more difficult to identify as the lines between human and machine are continually blurred. And future research should be conducted to see the feasibility of the translation technology, the new strategies. Interpreters may need to learn to adapt and eventually transfer the new knowledge to the practice of training interpreters. So we need, we need to keep up practicing to sharpen, to improve our ICT skills if we are going to comply with the demand. The next one is benefits of ICT in creative writing. Yes, it improves creativity. It encourages collaboration. So as I mentioned earlier, that there are so many online community that we can share our piece of writing. Increased communication in written form because it is virtual. Digital tools make teaching writing easier because there are a lot of supporting tools that help teachers to teach or to develop to increase the creativity in writing. Challenges in creative writing, there is a lot of cyber slangs appears, impatience with the writing process because sometimes there is a lot of apps that we can just go instantly. So now teachers here must remind students to proceed the process of writing from the first step until the last step. So, but we have to be aware of that the students are being impatient with the writing process. Plagiarism. Plagiarism is important because even though those apps are helpful to help you to generate your idea in creative writing. But remember that the value of a writer, if it is founded as plagiarism, so you fail totally. Benefits of ICT in English language teaching. I believe that there are so many studies have examined these aspects. So I'll just share some of them. That ICT enhance motivation to promoting autonomous learning, fostering critical thinking skills, encouraging innovation and creativity, establishing interaction, boosting communication, promoting research and cooperative learning in the language classroom, and boosting students' performance on written class assessment. And then challenges in English language teaching, maybe low digital literacy will hinder the learning process, both teachers and students. So it needs some empowerment, some trainings given to teacher and students. So that should be facilitated. For example, before starting the PJJ, the remote teaching, the students are gathered to be we give training for them to make easy how to use LMS, how to do this, how to do that, in terms of to smoothen the process of teaching and learning activities. Lack of IT infrastructure, appropriate software, unstable or limited internet connection will be the problem as well. And then time consuming to the teaching preparation. Yes, I experienced that because during a online teaching that even though there is a lot of ICT, but I have to explore one by one which one is more effective to me, which one is good, and to see the drawbacks from each apps. So I come to the conclusion that in team field, what essentially matters today is to adopt more coordinated collaborative models, which can increase the productivity on the translators or localizers and company sides. Being a proficient translator or interpreter with ICT competencies is to facilitate the translation process by ensuring higher terminology accuracy and text organization management. The creativity forms the basis of all skills, and hence, if it were incorporated with technology, then there would appear a better chance of self-expression. Notably, being original is crucial. This is regarding to the creative writing. And the last one regarding to the English language teaching, an appropriate use of ICT in English language teaching and multisensory delivery is particular requires adequate training and pedagogical planning. So this is the references that I used, and thank you. Actually, I give to Ibu Eva first, whether we have the question answer session first, or I can give a simple quiz for them to check their understanding.
Okay, thank you, Bu Igna. Wow, it's very so insightful presentation relating to ICT in language studies. Well, me myself also get a lot of new knowledge from you, Bu Igna. Thank you so much because there are a lot of new technology, new application that we have not yet familiar before, but you mentioned it. It's very helpful to give us a preference, right? Okay, so I will invite all of the participants. If you have any questions, you can write your question on the chat room of our Zoom meeting. And also you can leave your question on the YouTube comment, right? Students, You also can also give a sign like raise hand icon so that you can address your question to Bu Igna. Well, actually, the presentation today touch a lot of fields like literature and then teaching and also translation, right? So there are a lot of preference also about the application. Well, me myself also will start with my question. I have a question with Igna so that a student also can have time to type on the chat room, right? Bu Igna, actually, we as actually technology sometimes for us we feel confused about how to start engage with technology, because in the previous we know that technology is just as what is it, uh, the way or the tool to get a pleasure, right? Such as game and then video, music like that. But nowadays, because of the condition, it pushes us to be more engaged or engage more with the technology. Okay, so can you give us some tips to start engaging with the technology itself?
How to start actually based on my experience, I learned some applications, the new application that support my activity. For example, like I'm teaching content writing as well. There is a lot of apps that like video recording, for example, because I implement or I combined the synchronous and asynchronous teaching. So I use a video recording application. So what I have to do is just go exploring myself to the apps, because when we are introduced, even we have a couple trainings, but if we don't use the application, it will be challenging. I mean, you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to make this one, how to operate this one, but by making yourself explored in the apps or the tools, I believe that like the squats, practice makes perfect. So by having a regular practicing, then you can get into it, I think. So that's your willingness as well. So if you a typical person that you like something new, you practice something new, that's a good what is it? A very good motivation for you to explore new things.
Well, yeah, that's correct, right? And sometimes we are too comfort in our comfort zone, right? That
Exactly.
yeah, so it is a new thing. We feel very difficult to out from our comfort zone, right? Okay,
Yes.
so I will also invite, come on, students. You know that Ina always so, what is it? Have a lot of preference. Maybe you are interested in certain field like literature or creative writing. You can elaborate more or explain a question further about the certain application. Bu Igna will very welcome and give you more information about that application. Right.
Bu
Well,
Eva,
yeah.
I'm drinking first. Is that okay?
Is that okay? Right.
Okay, wait, thank you.
Okay. So for ICT in language studies, well, some of students and all of students also join with ICT in language studies class, right? Because our department, there are lesson about that. Well, you can share also, students, about what's your experience, what's your difficulty so far in ICT in language studies, so that we can discuss together about how to solve the problem about relating our difficulties to the ICT. Okay.
What about I give you their quiz first to see their understanding? I
Yeah,
mean,
that will
to
be good
check.
question. That will be a good,
Okay.
option, right?
Okay, let
I'm
me
sure,
share as
Spigna.
yeah. Okay, I'm sharing a little bit quiz on the 5 questions. I just want to know whether or not my sharing is helpful or helped you to understand. Okay, let's see. Let me share the screen. Okay, so you may go back to dementi.com. Okay, I'm checking this one. Okay, so menti.com and the code is 732850423. Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, how many participants?
It's about 100, more than 100.
Oh, okay, 100. Maybe if we got 50, then we started. See, if I shared with the us, they responded. But if we ask question, then nobody, responded. So we do like this is online communication. Actually, they are with us, and then but maybe we have to create something interesting that will engage the students in the activity. Is that right, Ibu Eva?
Yes, yes, right. It's very interesting.
Okay, 75. Okay, maybe 1 minute. I'm waiting until 1 minute. Okay. Okay, maybe we start now. First questions. The initial year of evaluation of the translation technology landscape is right. 35 students have the correct answer in 1980. Next questions. Okay, we see the letter board. Okay, next questions. Fostering critical thinking skills, encouraging innovation and creativity, establishing interactions, boosting communication are the benefits from ICT in translation and interpreting, ICT in language teaching, or in creative writing. Okay, That's 20 students have the correct answer. That's in benefits from ICT in English language teaching. Okay, go to the next questions. Okay, the fund is still leading. Fully automated software that translates content into target languages without human intervention is called translation management system, translation memory, or machine translation. Machine translation. Okay, 43 students get correct answer. Next questions. Okay, who is still leading? Okay, that one is still leading. Next. MemoQ, SmartCat, and MemSource are the examples of computer-aided translation tools. True or false? Right, 69 students get correct answer. The next question. Okay, now Oni is leading. The last questions. The following are the pre-writing activities except proofreading. Exactly. All right, so who is the winner, the fastest? Oni, okay, congratulations, Oni. Okay, I think I stopped screen sharing, Ibu Eva.
Okay, Bu Igna. Well,
So, Oni,
it's very
congratulations.
congratulations to Oni, and it is very fun, right?
Yeah,
Actually, Bu Igna, what is it? Giving question like we have a
sure.
test, but in the new atmosphere, right? Bring new atmosphere that is fun feeling and also, yeah, it is familiar with students, our students. That is like giving. There is a visual like game, like right.
Mhm.
Okay, so back again to the topics that there are a lot of relate with literature, teaching, and translation, right? So while we wait for the question from our students and also the participant, I also want to ask Bu Ina about the issue of plagiarism, right? You know that the plagiarism is, yeah, we should be careful and also warn the students and also the participant to be careful that technology also can give a impact like plagiarism. So you can give
Exactly.
us tips so that we not trapped on the plagiarism itself.
Okay. Based on my experience, and also we also concerned on this what is the issue as well in the very beginning of the pandemic era at that time. So when my faculty members in my departments discussed together how to anticipate this issue, because as I mentioned in my presentation, that assessment monitoring is quite challenging in a part of English language teaching. So what we do at that time, as in the faculty, in the department, in Ukriya Department of English, we have a small talk. Small talk is a kind of sharing sessions from lecturers to students, among students, among lecturers. So we gathered the students to socialize the academic integrity. And one of them is cheating and plagiarism. After they are introduced with this academic integrity, that we have policy, the institution, the university, and the department, so they are aware of this issue, that there are some penalties available if they are found plagiarism or cheating in their test. And after that, in the lecturer itself, we like my experience, I usually, if it is an article writing, as I mentioned, actually there is an application of article generator, so you can just easily make. But the most important thing is whether or not it is your own original thought, or just copy paste it based on your reading or references. But we also remind the students to be academic in this academic setting. If you cite from different resources, then don't forget to put appropriate citation. So, and also I require the students to check using the plagiarism detector, like Grammarly or plagiarism.net, PlagScan, etc. And then they must send me the result of the percentage of their article or essay. For example, 80% is okay, the minimum one. If it is under 80%, then I will not accept your assignment. I inform that to my students, so they will know that their writing, the piece of writing should be above 80%, minimum 80% for being original. So that's one way that I usually use if I regarding to or anticipate the plagiarism issue. And another way, maybe there was in the process of writing, there are some process, right, from pre-writing, drafting, revising until publishing. So I have to make sure that every steps I monitor. So they send their portfolio for each steps to me, so I can monitor. She has this kind of mind map. Then how she develops, then the second step will be like this. So by monitoring their steps of writing, then I can make sure that they can be original. So they do not use the instant work to produce an article, to produce an essay, to produce a short story. I think that's based on my own sharing, my own experience, Ibu Epa. I hope it's helpful.
Well, of course, it will be so helpful for the students also, so that they will not, easily copy paste from the internet and then, state it as their own, right? Because there is a ethic and also code in a plagiarism itself. Well, okay. And I think there is a question in the chat room. Let me, right. From Alma Anindita, Bu Igna, Alma want to ask, what are other significant uses of CAT tools to the translation process aside from assisting the human translator? For example, with freelance, part-time translator. So she asked about cat tool.
The significance, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Mhm.
What is the significance?
What are what are other significant uses of
Uses.
cat tools to the translation process aside from assisting the human translator?
Okay, the significance actually, I'm not really into, and I mean that's a part not my expertise in translation and interpreting. Maybe Paharis will be better on it, but as far as I know, that when I am reading or shared with my friends or my colleagues on the webinars that I also attended, that the cactus is helpful in terms of the okay, it helpful in the part of the productivity. So if we use the, what is it? Again, that an apps will be in, what is it? It will be useful, or it will be supporting our productivity. That it means that the apps is efficient or effective for us. So in the CAT tool itself, because this is computerized, if you still remember the process, that's this very manual that from documents, but nowadays there is a lot of application that help a translator to do the translation process. The freelancer can do this. So by having there is a lot, I mean, many application provide what is it, free version and paid version. And then in paid version, it supports you with the complete services. But I just using the free version, so I'm not but I believe that it is helpful for me as a translator to help to for me to in just using the manual translator. So it's the, if you are interested in using it in using these applications, I suggest you to do more explorations about each features in the CAT tools that I believe it will be helpful if you can explore further and you know exactly in which feature that will be helpful in the particular area to enhance your productivity of translation process.
Okay, thank you, Bu Igna, for the answer. Well, Alma, if you still have any further question, you may ask, right? So talking about ICT in translation, Bu Igna, there is also a fear that technology, especially in translation, it will replace human, right? So yeah, there are a lot of what is it, prediction about that. So what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think that's my questions as well when I was attending the seminar, the translation seminar. So at that time, there is a professor, a translator from UNISA, and then I asked what is it, the same questions. How, if there is, if in 2080, in the evolution that we see that there is AI and robots that can replace the translation work or interpreter work. Even nowadays, I can just say, speak something, then it will appear that the transcription of the speech. But I agree that the touch of humanity, I mean the naturalness of the translation, the sense that the human have cannot be replaced by the machine. So because in translation, there is multicultural what is it, transfer that cannot be replaced by the what is it, the machine or the robot even. That the sense of the what is it, art, because in translation there are some art as well. If we see that, if it in terms of cultural, it can be contextualized to the particular culture. That's this part I think that cannot be replaced by the machine. So I agree that, because when I see the monitor, sometimes it's like they work based on the database. Okay, so there are so many what is it, corpus or corpora maybe saved in the cloud, and then they just use according or based on that. But the sense of the cultural things, I think only human that has that. I think it answers your questions.
Yes, right. So although technology is very, what is it, developed nowadays, but it still have a like a limitation, right?
Mhm.
That still need human, right? To, what is it, evaluate again about like even translation itself, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Bu Ina. And we have another question from Tarian Mentari. Tarian Mentari want to ask about how to use Canva to publish an ebook.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. In Canva, I think in my curriculum and technology design, I explored Canva. I mean, I expect my students to explore Canva, but again, that there are two versions, paid and free one. So I think the free one is limited. But in my presentation, I shared some apps that can be used to publish ebook. I usually use AnyFlip. That's what you have to do is just link, but also AnyFlip you can, it is free and also paid version. But in Canva, what you have to do, I'm not an expert of Canva, but I do some explorations on that. But again, maybe you can explore further when you are interested in making or in using Canva to make the ebook. But actually, there are some applications that can be used to make an ebook other than Canva. But Canva is a good option to explore. There are some options to like making poster, mind map, ebook, or magazines, etc. There are some templates are available in the Canva, but it is limited because it is free. But if you wanna explore further, maybe you can try the what is it? The paid version. But there is some there is a feature or template provided in Canva to make an ebook.
Okay. Thank you, Bu Ihna. Well, if you ever experience student for the audience, if you ever experience your, what is it, using several application like Canva, then you can experience, for example, like the difficulties, the challenge. But of course, it still help you that, for example, like me, I'm not a designer actually. I cannot design, but Canva and of course any other application make me like design is not too difficult, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Bu Ina, there is also another question from Great Son George. Great Son asks, what are the reasons for integrating ICT in language learning? Okay, what are the reasons for
Reason.
integrating ICT in language learning?
What are the reasons? Right?
Yes, the reasons.
Okay. Maybe in the introductions we see that we the development, I mean the ICT development is always changing every day. You are, I mean the students, you are the millennial students, even the digital natives. I'm maybe immigrant, but I have to keep up with the changes. I need to comply with the advancements of ICT. That's why it is we cannot avoid this fact that the development of ICTs or technology force us to be in line with the current situation, the digital era. That's why in many aspects of life, in education, finance, everything, even nowadays during in a pandemic, I think everyone experienced that the ICT is supporting the process of teaching and learning activities. We can imagine that there is no ICT, that we do not use any ICT. I think online learning or virtual webinar like this never happened. So I think that's the reasons why we are a human living in this world with this digital era, and then it means that we need to adjust ourselves to comply with the demand, to comply with the current trends. If not, then you just stuck. Okay, everyone is running, catching up with everything, something new, explore here and there to be what is it, to survive, but you do nothing. So yeah, you can imagine if you just you do nothing without any efforts, without any explorations to something new, that you fail, I think.
Okay, yes, correct, Bu Itna, that we should move, right?
Exactly.
We should move, we should adapt with the, what is it, the need of the era, right? And then technology, of course, will support us, right? Thank you, Bu Itna, for the answer the answer for the question of the students. Well, I think we have already 15 minutes in question and answer session. Well, very a lot of knowledge, new knowledge that we can get from your sharing today and also from your presentation. I want to say thank you once again, Bu Ina, for giving us a lot of new knowledge and enlightening us about the importance of engaging with the ICT, especially in language studies. I also want to say thank you for all of the participants, all of the students that join us in a Zoom and also join us in the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. So once again, we hope that this webinar will give us a new motivation to learn more about the technology, right? So we do believe that the technology will give us a lot of advantage if, of course, if we use them wisely. All right, thank you. And I will end and close this webinar. Thank you and good morning, everyone.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for
Good
attending this webinar.
morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning. Thank you.
Morning.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning.
Thank you, ma'am.
Morning.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I need snack.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Hope we can have this
Thank you,
event
ma'am.
future.
Thank you.
Okay, Bu Eva, I'm leaving. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bu Ina. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, Pak Haris, Pak Hirmawan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you on the next occasion.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.